Hi folks, today I want to talk about the new high-end cameras from Leica and Panasonic that are coming 2024. We got some new official information, some rumor and also some wider speculation that we can share today. But before that, please take 2 seconds time to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss any of my upcoming rumors. Before we talk about the new Leica and Panasonic camera, just a private note, I have my kids and friends of my kids in the room nearby, so if you hear screaming and laughing, don't worry, everything should be fine, hopefully. Anyway, back to real business. The first info that is official we have to share today is that Leica registered a new camera in China on the 9th of November. This info has been shared by a reliable leaker named Nia. He found that registration and it shows that this is a high-end camera because it supports dual band Wi-Fi, which usually only mid or high-end cameras from Leica or Panasonic or Sony or other manufacturers do support. So we know there is a new high-end camera. Usually takes about 3-4 months until this camera gets announced. So it's likely that this camera will be announced between January-March of early 2024. And we know that also Panasonic registered 2 new cameras in the past months, a high-end camera and a low-end model. We don't know what those cameras are, but according to more or less reliable rumors coming from that source Nia, the high-end registrations from Leica and Panasonic are for new high resolution cameras, and in his opinion we will get a Leica SL3 60 megapixel camera and the Panasonic S1RII successor again with 60 megapixel sensor. It's the same sensor used on the Leica Q3, so no surprise. And he shared some additional info about the Leica SL3 camera and the Panasonic S1RII successor. About the Leica, he says that the Leica SL3 is based on the Q3 M11 tech. It has 240 megapixel multi-shooting, 6.5 stops of image stabilization, face detection F, 9 frames per second, 8K 30p cropped and 4K 60p non-cropped, full frame and S35 C4K 30p. This information is still to be confirmed. He is nearly certain that it will use the same Q3 sensor, but those specs are early specs he gathered, but he couldn't double check it and double confirm it, so take it with a grain of salt. And about the new Panasonic S1RII successor, he writes that it looks nearly exactly like the S5 II. It has the 60 megapixel sensor of the Leica Q3, 9 frames per second in 14-bit mechanical shutter burst, 60 frames per second electronic shutter burst with 15 megapixel resolution. It has face detection AF with up to -6 stops of autofocusing. Video recording in full frame has been improved over the S5 II with OpenGate 3.2 with 4.8K 60 frames per second, 79 with 4.8K 60 frames per second, 9.5K super sampling C8K 24p, 4.8K super sampling C4K 96 frames per second, 1.16 cropping C4K 120 frames per second, and also vertical 69 recording capability. So to wrap it up, we have official registrations for 3 cameras, one from Leica and it's a high-end camera, and 2 from Panasonic, one high-end and low-end model. So far, no 100% confirmation about what those models are, but the Chinese source plus my sources told me that these are likely going to be the SL3 and the Panasonic S1RII successor, with the Leica SL3 being likely the first camera to be announced and shortly after the Panasonic. And I think it's highly likely they will use the same Q3 M11 sensor. Not 100% confirmed, but I think it's likely. And the detailed specs I told you today of the SL3 and the Panasonic S1RII successor are still unconfirmed. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. As soon as I can get a confirmation if those specs are right, I will make a new video. So please again, first of all, like this video to help me in the YouTube algorithm and also subscribe to not miss any of my upcoming videos. See you soon, folks.